Trump's new tariffs a shockwave through markets and investors. The markets are reeling after President Trump announced sweeping tariffs on imports. Are we on the brink of a financial storm, or is this an opportunity for savvy investors? Let's dive into what you need to know to protect your portfolio. Introduction of tariffs. Tariffs are essentially taxes or duties imposed by a government on goods imported or exported. They're used to regulate trade by making imported goods more expensive, which can help protect domestic industries from foreign competition. Tariffs can also be a source of revenue for governments or a tool in international negotiations. However, they can sometimes result in higher consumer prices and lead to trade disputes between countries. President Trump announced import tariffs on goods from countries worldwide, with a baseline of 10%. Some countries face tariffs exceeding 30%. These measures are part of his broader strategy for economic independence. Market reaction. The announcement has led to significant declines in major stock indexes like the S&P 500 and Nasdaq Composite, marking their steepest drops since 2020. Investors are concerned about the repercussions on U.S. corporate earnings and the overall economy. Investor sentiment. The anticipation of these tariffs had already created uncertainty in the markets. The announcement of harsher than expected tariffs worsened the situation, intensifying fears of economic strain. What are tariffs? 1. Impact on individuals and families. Tariffs have far-reaching effects across various levels of society and the global economy. Here's a breakdown: reduced choices. With higher import costs, consumers may have fewer options as businesses shift to domestic alternatives. Job market shifts. While tariffs can protect specific industries, they may also lead to job losses in sectors reliant on imported materials. 2. Impact on economies. Economic growth. Higher costs for businesses and consumers can reduce spending and investment, potentially slowing economic growth. Trade wars. Retaliatory tariffs imposed by other countries can disrupt global trade flows, further straining already strained economies. 3. Impact on businesses. Supply chain disruptions. Tariffs can compel businesses to reconfigure their supply chains, resulting in inefficiencies and delays. Competitive shifts. Domestic producers may benefit from reduced foreign competition. However, this can also lead to complacency and a decline in innovation. 4. Impact on international trade relationships. Shift in trade patterns. Countries may seek new trade alliances or agreements to bypass tariffs, altering global trade dynamics. Economic uncertainty. Prolonged trade disputes create uncertainty, discouraging investment and cooperation. Conclusion. What are the long-term economic consequences of tariffs? Tariffs can have widespread long-term effects, including higher consumer prices, slower economic growth, and disruptions to global trade patterns. Businesses may face increased costs and supply chain disruptions, which can impact profitability and operational efficiency. Retaliatory tariffs and prolonged trade disputes strain international relations, creating market uncertainty. These consequences ultimately reshape economies, industries, and trade networks over time. FAQs. 1. What are tariffs? Tariffs are taxes or duties imposed by a government on goods imported or exported. They regulate trade, protect domestic industries, and generate revenue. However, they can also increase consumer prices and affect international trade dynamics. 2. How do tariffs impact consumers? Tariffs typically increase the cost of imported goods, which businesses pass on to consumers through higher prices. This can reduce purchasing power and limit consumer choice, as some products may become too expensive or unavailable. 3. Why do countries impose tariffs? Countries impose tariffs to protect domestic industries from foreign competition, encourage local production, and sometimes as a strategic tool in trade negotiations. Tariffs can also generate revenue for governments. 4. Can tariffs lead to trade wars? Yes, tariffs can lead to trade wars if affected countries retaliate by imposing tariffs on exports. This escalation can strain international trade relationships, disrupt global supply chains, and create economic uncertainty. 5. What are the long-term economic consequences of tariffs? Long-term consequences include higher consumer prices, slower economic growth, disruptions to businesses and supply chains, and strained international trade relationships. Prolonged tariff wars can also lead to investment uncertainty and shifts in global trade patterns. If you found this breakdown of tariffs helpful, show your support by subscribing to the channel, like, comment, and share this video. Let's grow this community of informed consumers and investors together.